2.2 Microplastics. 10 stealth microplastics to avoid if you want to save the oceans by Sharon George and Deirdre McKay from The Conversation. British Prime Minister Theresa May's new environment plan sets ambitious goals for plastic waste reduction, but there's a lot of room for slippage. One goal is to eradicate all avoidable plastic waste, though it's not clear how avoidable will be defined. A few concrete measures are now in place, such as the 5 pence plastic bag charge being extended to cover all businesses in England. And in order to tackle the spread of tiny plastic particles, the government recently announced a ban on microbeads in personal care products. The United States passed a law in 2015 banning microbeads in cosmetics and non-prescription drugs such as toothpaste. But such measures, even if adopted worldwide, wouldn't actually wipe out these microplastics in the environment. The problem is that all plastics end up tiny, and it persists no matter what its size. In the ocean, even the largest and most resilient bits of plastic are broken up and degraded by waves and sunlight, until eventually these chunks measure less than 5 millimeters across, about the size of an ant, and they are classed as secondary microplastics. This type of plastic that started out as drink bottles, fishing gear, disposable cutlery, and so on, is much more abundant than primary microplastics that started out small, such as microbeads found in toothpaste. Microbeads are among the most familiar sources of tiny plastic pollution, but this means there are less obvious sources of microplastics in everyday use. We call them stealth microplastics, and they include tires. Tires are made from rubber and around 60% plastic, styrene butadiene. The friction pressure and heat of driving wears tires down so much they produce an estimated average of 63,000 tons per year of plastic dust in the UK alone. If blown into the atmosphere, that dust can contribute to the poor air quality identified in the World Health Organization as a cause of premature deaths. If it is washed into drains, rivers, and oceans, it is likely to be eaten by filter feeders such as mussels, entering the human food chain. The industry could move back to natural latex derived from rubber trees, but this too would have environmental costs. Expanding rubber plantations are already catastrophic for endangered species in Southeast Asia. Synthetic clothing. Outdoor gear, leggings, fleeces, and jumpers made from acrylic and polyester, polyamide, spandex, and nylon shed up to 700,000 microfibers each wash. Once in water, microfibers are difficult to filter out, and studies have shown these fibers are now being found in tap water in many countries. In the United States, 94% of samples tested contained microfibers. Airborne from friction or dryer lint, they settle as dust that can be inhaled, and is thought that toxins from fibers can be absorbed through the lungs. In the environment, they are eaten by fish and other animals, often in preference to food. The solution? Fitting all washing machines with filters and choosing natural fibers. Tennis balls. Their fuzzy outer layer is made from PET, polyethylene terephthalate, the same material that's used to make plastic milk bottles. Just like tires, this plastic gets worn away with use, becoming dust. Laundry and dishwasher pods and tablets. All kinds of detergents and disinfectants with scrubbing agents have microplastics, such as polyethylene or polypropylene. These are the same beads banned in cosmetics. It would be better to use a natural material, such as ground coconut shells. Cigarette butts. Filters are made from cellulose acetate, a non-biodegradable plastic. They can shed microfibers and, once used, give off high levels of toxins, including nicotine. Cigarette butts are a serious pollutant in the oceans and are most commonly recovered item in beach cleanups. Glitter. Beloved by kindergarten craft teachers, most glitter is made from PET or polyvinyl chloride film, PVC, and is very hard to dispose of. You can instead get biodegradable cellulose film glitter made from eucalyptus trees. Wet wipes. Baby wipes, hand wipes, makeup removing wipes, all of these products are typically made from polyester, polyethylene, and polypropylene, or a mixture of these plastics and natural fibers. Not only do they block sewers and cause fatbergs, the plastic doesn't break down. They are also a source of plastic fibers. A traditional all-cotton flannel is the eco-friendly choice. Not entirely biodegradable, many tea bags actually contain a polypropylene skeleton. That skeleton that breaks into tiny pieces when the paper breaks down in the compost or soil. Ask the manufacturer if your brew is plastic-free or switch to a loose leaf tea.